See, in the last two sessions, we discussed the major head loss or major energy losses that is occurring in pipe flow. So we discussed the Darcy-Weisbach patch equation for evaluating the head loss due to friction. Actually, head loss or energy loss due to friction is considered to be the major loss. Now, minor losses. So there are many minor losses. Actually, these are due to the changes in velocity during the flow, even due to local disturbances. So the energy losses due to local disturbances in the pipe flow or the sudden changes in flow velocity, that is the main reason for minor losses, minor energy losses. And I remind you once again, the major loss is due to friction and minor loss is due to the sudden changes in flow velocity and the local disturbances. See, out of which the prominent ones, the minor losses, the prominent ones are loss of head due to sudden expansion. See, as you can see, I have listed here loss of head due to sudden expansion. Sudden expansion means a sudden variation in the area of cross section, sudden increase, in fact. And then the loss of head due to sudden contraction, just opposite to the sudden expansion, we have loss of head due to sudden contraction or abrupt contraction. All of a sudden, the area of the pipe, if it is reduced from a larger diameter to a smaller diameter, that is an abrupt or sudden contraction. So that will be responsible for the loss of head due to sudden contraction, due to bends in the pipeline, bent. So bent and elbow, you must have seen, these are all, we encounter all these type of losses in even in a domestic pipe connection. So we have the adapters, and that's permitting the area, the variations in area in the pipeline. Then there may be bends, there may be several pipe fittings, and even we use a valve that itself will be responsible for minor head loss or minor pressure head loss or minor energy loss. So loss of head due to sudden expansion, loss of head due to sudden contraction, loss of head due to bends in the pipeline. Then various pipe fittings, I'll categorize all the similar ones in this group. Loss of head due to bends, loss of head due to pipe fittings, etc. Okay, and even due to obstruction in the pipeline, that's also there. So loss of due to bends, pipe fittings, elbows, etc. Let's say, and then we can have a loss of head and this also, okay, loss of head due to loss of head at the entrance to a pipe, at the entrance to a pipe. For example, from a reservoir, if water enters or any liquid enters a pipeline, there will be loss of head as the flow enters the pipe. Loss of head at the entrance to a pipe. Then we have a loss of head similar to loss of head at entrance to a pipe. We have loss of head at the exit, of a pipe, the exit of a pipe. So that means from the pipe, the flow is entering maybe to another reservoir. So like that. So if the flow is entering from a pipe to a reservoir, that is considered as loss of head at the exit of a pipe. So in all these contexts, we have the minor energy losses. And then we can have, in this category itself, I will write the third one, loss of head due to bends, pipe fittings. Then I can see this also I will include in this, obstruction in the pipeline. Suppose the pipe is clogged and all, so obstruction in the pipeline. Okay, these are all. So here the streamlines first will, when it enters from a smaller pipe, enters a larger pipe from a smaller one. So what will happen is there will be the streamlines will not be able to follow the path properly. So it will be, like, so it will go like this. The streamlines cannot follow the path properly, and it will be, see, like this. And in this region, in the corners and all, there will be vortices formed. These vortices and eddies will be formed here. So when all of a sudden the flow area increases, the fluid will not be able to follow the path properly. And as a result, there will be eddies and vortices formation that is taking place in the areas I have indicated, and that will result in the energy loss. Okay, so the pressure on the left hand side, see here, if you take two sections, and this is your section 1, and on the other side you have, see this, after expansion in area, let the section be 2 2. So the pressure, naturally the pressure at section 1 is P1, pressure at section 2 is P2. We can correlate them by using Bernoulli's equation, and then we try to find out the head loss. So we will write down the Bernoulli's equation at section 1 and section 2, and then on the downstream side we will add the head loss, and that head loss is this loss of head due to sudden expansion. We'll find out this H expansion, H sudden expansion. Remember, that's a key word. It's not gradual. So sudden expansion in area of cross section resulting in reduced velocity after expansion. So H expansion is equal to, see, the expression is very important. Loss of head due to sudden expansion, that is H expansion. It's a loss actually. So V1 minus V2 whole square. Remember, it is whole square. It's not V1 square minus V2 square. It is V1 minus V2 whole square divided by 2G. See, this much pressure head loss will be there when the flow is encountering a sudden expansion in the area of cross section. So even in the domestic water pipelines in our house, if we use a sudden expansion in the area of the pipeline, cross sectional area, for example, if the pipe diameter, if all of a sudden if we're changing from 1 inch to 2 inch, or rather 2 centimeters to 3 centimeters and all, what is going to happen is this kind of losses may occur. Okay, so sudden expansion. So all you have to remember is V1 minus V2 whole square by 2G in order to tackle this. And here for the second one, loss of head due to sudden contraction. See, in that case also, so what is going to happen is the flow line. See, I'll draw the diagram here. This you must have understood this part, because already the diameter is changing from, say, D1 to D2. In the second case, it is reduced. See, what I'm going to draw now, in this, what I'm drawing now is the streamlines will follow a path, something like this. Contraction, actually, the expansion after the immediate contraction, that will result in more loss. So as you can see in this one, I'll use the mouse and show you here. The streamlines converge, and then it has to diverge after entering the small pipe, and that will result in more loss, in fact. So this is actually about loss of head due to sudden contraction. And there is a minimum area of cross section somewhere here in the smaller pipe. I'll mark it over there. It's here. And that section, that part is called vena contracta. See, I told you about this term vena contracta when we discussed the orifice meter, flow measuring device, or flow through orifice plate or orifice meter. Okay, so you have this kind of reduction. There is a term called coefficient of contraction, CC. So CC is actually coefficient of contraction. Coefficient of contraction. See, that is included in H loss. That's why I'm introducing that. Coefficient of contraction here, we are talking about the area ratio, area of this vena contracta section divided by area of the pipe after contraction. So that is coefficient of contraction. And that is now that we will include, that is now going to be included in this H contraction. H contraction, loss of head due to sudden contraction is this one. Please listen to me carefully. So this is the expression. What I'm going to write is the final format of it. Okay, so it is usually taken to be like this. See, it is coefficient of contraction. This is like, see, if the coefficient of contraction has a value CC, then 1 by CC minus 1. This is 1 by CC minus 1. And we take the square of this, then multiplied by velocity after contraction in the pipe. Velocity after contraction, that is V2. So V2 square divided by 2G. So V1 is not there in the picture, that is omitted. V1 means the flow velocity before contraction. After contraction, velocity in the smaller pipe is V2 here. Okay, so 1 by CC minus 1 whole square into V2 square by 2G. This is the expression we use. And for solving numericals and all, this is approximately, we take something like 0.3 0.375 up to 0.375 to 0.5. 0.375 to 0.5 times V2 square by 2G. 0.375 approximately for numerical calculations. The loss of head due to sudden contraction, you can consider it to be 0.375 V2 square by 2G. Remember, V2 is the flow velocity in the smaller pipe. Okay, and in the earlier case, sudden expansion case, V1 is the flow velocity in the smaller pipe, V2 is the flow velocity in the bigger pipe after expansion. Okay, so that out of common sense you can consider. And now the loss of head due to bends, pipe fittings, valves and all, or obstruction in the pipeline, and all such cases, we will introduce a loss coefficient. So H loss will be a coefficient, say K, a coefficient for the bend, coefficient for the pipe fitting, valves, or even for the obstruction, contraction, etc. So H loss is equal to K into the velocity of flow in pipeline. So we can write V square if you use a bend in the pipeline and all. Then K into V square divided by 2G. V square by 2G is what actually? Kinetic head or velocity head of flow. അതിന്റെ ഒരു certain portion ആയിരിക്കും head loss ആയിട്ട് നഷ്ടപ്പെടുക എന്നാണ് ഇതിന്റെ meaning. So the K is the coefficient K into V square over 2G. V is the flow velocity, and head loss due to bent pipe fittings, valves, etc. or obstruction in the pipeline can be represented commonly by K into V square by 2G, and K is equal to loss coefficient. So loss coefficient for different parts like bends, elbow, pipe fittings and all. So loss coefficients, please do remember these key terms. Loss coefficient of here you have bends, there may be valves, there may be pipe fittings, etc. Okay. Now loss of head entrance to the pipeline is important. Entrance to the pipeline means what? For example, if the flow is entering from a reservoir to a pipeline, a reservoir from a tank to a pipeline, just like we use in our domestic pipelines, we have a reservoir, maybe an overhead tank, and from there the flow enters the pipeline. So when the flow enters from a large reservoir to a pipeline, there will be pressure head loss. So what is that loss? It is a loss of head at the entrance to the pipe, and we can symbolically write H entrance. So H entrance is equal to, so usually you can take it approximately, this is 0.5 times the kinetic head in the sense V square over 2G. So suppose as the flow enters the pipeline, it has a velocity V, then the velocity V square square it and divided by 2G. V square by 2G is the kinetic head, and 0.5, that means 50%. So 50% of that is lost as the pressure head loss. Okay, so that is the meaning. And now loss of head at the exit to a pipeline. Now you can consider H exit. The entire kinetic head is lost actually. Say for example, if from a pipeline the flow enters another reservoir, so head at the exit be from the pipeline to another reservoir or into the atmosphere. So in both the cases, H exit in the sense the pressure head loss, so that you can take as the entire kinetic head will be lost. So V square over 2G completely. There's no loss coefficient. You can say 1. Okay, in this case. And these are the important relations you have to keep in mind as we address any problem from minor energy losses or minor head loss in pipeline flow. And I remind you once again, the minor energy losses or minor head losses are due to the local disturbances and the sudden changes in flow velocities. And that will occur in all these contexts. So we have discussed so many cases of minor head losses. Okay, we are nearing the completion of the other module also now. So the question is this, and you can assume that the coefficient of contraction that is also given. Assume coefficient of contraction is required for this purpose. CC, coefficient of contraction is 0.6. Okay, so this is the question. So here we have a diameter 500 mm before contraction. So this is a pipeline, and it immediately the diameter reduces to half of that. So like this. So this is a situation under consideration. Symbolically or schematically, you can represent like this. Central line for my reference. Okay, so like this. So we take a section before and after the contraction. So before and after the contraction, we are taking a section. So this is 1, 1. And after contraction, this is a section 2, 2. So wherever applicable, you should draw relevant diagrams. Okay. And now the flow in this direction from left to right. So the flow is in this direction. And the pressure acting at this section, the pressure here is P1. And after contraction, see, remember the pressure is always indicated acting on the section. Okay. So it's not at the section 2, it is acting on the section 2 from the right. So that is P2. But whereas the velocity, if you indicate V1 and V2. So V1, V2, see not the directions of V1, V2 and P1, P2. Okay, that's important. Just I want to remind you that this one. Okay, now we will, this is a horizontal one. So here we have obviously Z1 is equal to Z2, horizontal pipe. So these are the factors you have to represent on the diagram. And then the diameter D1 is 500 mm. 500 mm, that is 0.5 meter. And area of section 1, if you calculate, you can do that, pi by 4 d1 square. Please be ready with the answer, pi by 4 d1 square. So pi by, if at all required, we will use it. Pi by 4 d1 square, that is 0.5 square. So the area A1, you can get in meter square. So give me that value. And diameter 2, after contraction, the diameter becomes 250 mm. And that is 0.25 meter. Okay, that therefore A2, the area of pipe after the contraction, smaller pipe now. So A2, that is pi by 4 D2 square. So that is pi by 4 into 0.25 square. One of you please give me the value now. A1 and A2, so much meter square. A2 pi by 4 into 0.25 square. Actually, A1, 1/4 of A1 actually is A2. Since the diameter is reduced to half, area will be reduced to 1/4 of the previous value. So what is the value? 0.04.
0.04908.
0.0404, right?
Yes, 04.
Okay. 908. So 91. Let me write that. The rate of flow or discharge. See, this is the flow rate. Flow rate, or what do you call discharge through the pipe, that is given. Volume flow rate, okay? Not mass flow rate. So Q is equal to, that is given, 300 LPS, 300 liters per second. But we need this quantity to be in SI unit, that is meter cube per second. And the 1 meter cube is 1000 liters. It's a bigger unit, meter cube per second. So divide this quantity by 1000. Divide this by 1000 in order to get in meter cube per second. LPS into meter cube per second. Okay, so 300 by 1000, that is 0.3 meter cube per second. Now you please calculate and tell me the value of velocity now. So one dimensional, then continuity equation. One dimensional continuity equation for steady incompressible flow, for steady flow rather. So that is Q is equal to, actually it's mass flow rate, m dot is equal to rho into area into velocity, that is equal to constant. That is the equation. Since here the incompressible flow, density is constant. So therefore Q is equal to your area into velocity. So Q is equal to area into velocity. So you can write A1 V1, which is equal to A2 V2. Okay, so you can this one, where V1 and V2 are the average velocities of flow. Okay, so now please tell me from this V1, what is the velocity before contraction? Before the pipe diameter reduced to 250 mm from 500. So V1 is equal to Q by A1. Q by A1. So Q is equal to 0.3 divided by A1 is 0.1963. So what is the value? One of you please give me this value.
1.528.
1.528. Okay, so please round off and then let me know. So look at the fourth place and round off to 3 decimal places. Okay. That will be a good strategy. And then now velocity V2 after contraction. What is the velocity of water in the pipeline? Smaller pipe, velocity of water in the smaller pipe, average velocity Q by A2. So please tell me what is Q by A2? Q is 0.3 and area now is 0.0491. So velocity will be 4 times the first value possibly. So what is that? Velocity now increased to. So what is the value? Please tell me.
6.1099.
6.10. 99.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you got it. Velocity we got. Okay, now we'll come back to the what is the requirement, because these velocities are required if you make use of Bernoulli's equation. So that's why I found out V1 and V2. Okay, find the pressure loss across the contraction. So that is what you have to find out. See, actually, what is the sudden expression for sudden loss, sudden head loss, or even head loss due to sudden contraction? So that's a better word. So head loss due to sudden contraction. See, usually this is say HL, head loss, H contraction, you can say. This is actually a loss, H contraction, sudden contraction, okay? So that is equal to, basically these are occurring due to the sudden changes in flow velocity or local disturbance in the flow, okay? So H contraction is equal to K into velocity square divided by 2G. But remember, now we have two velocities, V1 and V2. So out of which is the velocity? See, after contraction, okay? See what velocity you have to take, it is V2. So you should express this loss of head in terms of the kinetic loss of head, H contraction, in terms of the kinetic or velocity head after contraction. So that is velocity in the smaller pipe must be considered. So please do remember that aspect. So K into this. And what is K? You know, why the coefficient of contraction is given? Coefficient of contraction is given as 0.6. But an expression you should know now. See, while explaining, I have written this on written the required expression on the note. Actually, for H contraction, it is actually 1 by Cc minus 1 whole square. See, this is that loss coefficient we are talking about. See, the loss coefficient K, it is 1 by Cc minus 1 whole square, and that into the V2 square by 2G. So remember that aspect, velocity in the smaller pipe, that means after contraction, that is considered. So what is this value for K now? See this K, value of K, this is actually, this is called the loss coefficient of contraction.
0.444.
Okay, thank you. It is 0.444. Okay, so that is it. So this is actually 0.444. So in order to solve this problem, you should know what is the loss coefficient applicable for contraction. So it is 1 by Cc minus 1 whole square. And that 1 by Cc minus 1 whole square is a loss coefficient, where 1 Cc is the coefficient of contraction. That is one of the hydraulic coefficients. So we discussed that during the morning session for an orifice, the same 0.444. Then after taking square, you got this value, I suppose. Then multiplied by velocity square. What is the velocity? V2 is 6.1099. So please calculate this. This also square divided by 2G. So 2 into 9.81. Remember that square is applicable for 6.1099 numerator only. Okay, so please calculate this. So calculate this part and then let me know. So it's this part is 0.444. Okay, so give me this value H contraction, so much meters of flowing fluid, that which in this case is water. So what is H contraction? So we got this H contraction
0.845.
Okay, what is the next digit? 0.84. Next digit 845. What is the next digit?
555.
Actually, what we require is pressure drop across the contraction due to the sudden contraction. Okay, pressure drop, that is. So what we do is we take the pressures P1 and P2 and subtract. So pressure drop across the contraction, that is, we require say P1 minus P2. Before contraction P1, after contraction P2. What is this P1 minus P2? But for that purpose, this is H loss. This is actually, this part, this is actually the head loss due to contraction. Now we apply Bernoulli's equation to apply Bernoulli's equation. Remember, we are applying it for the real flow context. So this should carry the head loss on the downstream side. So apply Bernoulli's equation between 1 and 2. Okay. So between 1 and 2, you apply. So what do we get? P1 by rho G applicable for real flow. I will write that also for real flow cases. So P1 by rho G plus V1 square over 2G plus Z1 is equal to P2 by rho G after contraction. The suffix is 2. So V2 velocity after contraction, V2 square over 2G, then plus Z2. But this is the Bernoulli's equation actually for the ideal cases with all our assumptions, like ideal, inviscid, okay, the rotational flow and all. But now for the real flow cases, the downstream side plus there must be H loss. So instead of this, so this we will substitute H contraction. That is the essence of this problem. The head loss due to sudden contraction we substitute over here. Okay, so what we do? So we will do some grouping, and out of which again, so we will get rid of this Z1 and Z2. You know why? Because Z1 is equal to Z2 for a horizontal pipe that is given. So therefore, what do we require now? P1 by rho G, and take P2 by rho G to the left hand side, and on the right hand side you have V2 square by 2G minus taking V1 square by 2G to the right. So V1 square by 2G. Okay, then plus that H loss. H loss means here it is H contraction. So this is what we should do. Okay, and the left hand side we require what do we require actually? The pressure drop or pressure loss P1 minus P2 we require actually by rho G. Let it be there. We will evaluate this first. And now V2 and V1, see these values and all we found out actually. V2 is 6.1099, V1 is 1.528, 6.1099. So this is V2 square, 6.1099 square, then minus 1.528, that is velocity V1, and you take the square of that, then divided by 2G, you can write as a common denominator. So 2 into 9.81. Some of you please calculate this, plus H contraction. See, H contraction we found out already. See, this H contraction is 0.846. Loss of head due to sudden contraction, 0.846. So you just substitute 0.846, which we already calculated. So just get this value,
2.6296.
2.6296. Okay, thank you. Then, but what we require is the pressure intensity, pressure drop. This is pressure head drop. See, this is actually, I'll write it for you. This is pressure head loss, including with that includes the loss of head due to sudden contraction also. Actually, when the flow, suffers a sudden contraction like this, the pressure is converted to kinetic energy. That's why the velocity increases. And also there is loss of head due to sudden contraction. So actually the increase in velocity head plus the head loss due to sudden contraction, that is the right hand side of the equation, that gives you the value of total pressure head. So this is the total pressure head loss across the contraction due to the contraction. So that will be, so P1 minus P2. How do you find out this? This is this value 2.6296, that is in meters, and we want to convert that into pressure intensity in Pascal, let us say, or rho G into this. So just please calculate this also for me. 2.6296 multiplied by rho of water. Since water is flowing, that is 1000. G is 9.81. So the earlier answer multiplied by 9810. So this will give you the pressure in Pascal. See this much Newton per meter square, or what do you call Pascal? Okay, so this is the answer actually. So this is the pressure loss or pressure drop across the contraction. So please get me the value. 25
25796.
25796. Okay. Point.
0.376.
Okay. Right. So that much. So please verify the answer by yourself. And this is the pressure drop across the sudden contraction, or after contraction, this much pressure reduction will be there in total.